Okay, so it is Wednesday again, so comic book stuff. Anyways, yeah, you might tell, different table. I'm actually in a different room that I might do a room tour later if I ever finish this room. But that's besides the point. Comic shop news thing came out, and really nothing interesting here that I was like, oh my god, that looks like a really cool announcement. Just Batman and Carrie Kelly number 25, like the Batman and Robin series, but I already knew that was coming, so didn't really care. And I guess Superman Unchained 3 cover. Aside from that, the coolish looking statue, not really anything I cared about anyway, in here. So I'm just gonna close this up and put that aside. And yes, this is from last week, but like I said, on my last week video I might get it, so I did get it, obviously, because it's here. I think a lot of people are liking this series. I'm not one of them. I think it's alright, and I might stop after the next issue because it said to be concluded, so I'm assuming that means that storyline is going to be concluded. But yeah, I think it's mostly the art style I don't like. I just can't get behind it. The story is alright. Different timelines, but in my opinion, it looks like it's two different Earths. I don't think it's actually two different timelines, but I could be wrong. No, it is two different Earths. Yeah, because this Superman knew Bruce Wayne when he was a kid, so they've been friends forever. Obviously, that's not the case in the current Earth, whatever Earth is, the new 52. So it's interesting, but it's not something I'm like super enjoying. So like I said, I probably will drop this after the next issue. I just want to see where this story concludes. Now, Forever Evil number 1. I did see the 3D cover online, the 1/100 variant, I believe. Expensive. Awesome. I wish I had it, but yeah. So this was really good. I'm gonna put it right there. I'm just gonna say I really enjoyed this issue. Basically what happens here is all of the supervillains are being set free. If spoiler alert from the last issue, so yeah, the crime syndicate is now in our Earth, and basically they're freeing everybody, their version of the Flash. Their Ultraman is taking all the kryptonite and becoming strong. And kind of like the main question is, where's the Justice League? They make an announcement to the world saying that they're dead, which, I mean, come on, that's not going to actually be the case, but it's interesting to see all the superheroes coming, or supervillains coming together and seeing what's going on. It's just a really good issue. Ultraman is kind of crazy, and even Luthor is like sitting there at one point, asking where is Superman. So definitely good. Oh, and Luthor is free. That's how it starts. Luthor is now out of jail, so I'm assuming he took that deal that happened a couple of issues ago in the Trinity War. Infinity. There we go. Part 2 of 6 was alright. Didn't live up to the tie-ins, in my opinion. More of man, it was kind of like all over the place because it wasn't focused anywhere like the tie-ins are, which is what I love about the tie-ins, is that they're focused on one story and the stories are really good. This was more, I guess you could say it's more about the Inhumans and Thanos making a not a deal, but telling them deliver the heads of all the 16 to 20-year-old Inhumans as a tribute, and I guess he'll let the rest of them live. So there's basically that. The Avengers still fighting the war. They do take out a couple ships, so they kind of have like a small victory, but it's not like a big thing. So it's all right. Definitely not as good as the last one, but the tie-ins are still good. Hopefully they'll continue being good, and hopefully this will pick up more. Like I said, it's not a bad issue, but it wasn't the greatest. I think the tie-ins are where this crossover really shines so far anyway. The Superior Spider-Man issue 17. Okay, so I'm gonna start off by saying I don't know much about Spider-Man 2099. I know his name is Miguel something, and I didn't know that his dad was his arch enemy, which, if you didn't, now you do too. It wasn't like a big shocker. I'm sure this is something that fans of him have known. But basically, his dad, who is the leader of this corporation, I forget the name, is kind of ceasing to exist. It starts off in the future, and there's a dinosaur, and there's World War II planes, and all this other stuff that's being displaced from time. And so basically he teams up with the bad guys, and they're like, okay, basically you're going to go back in time and see what's going on, because time is apparently broken in the heroic age, which is, of course, where Spider-Man and all of them are. And on, in 2013, dude who runs Horizon, I always forget his name too, he's arrested for a lot of the stuff that's happened when Peter Parker was around, with Spider Island and all these things. He gets arrested for the experiments, like New York almost not ceasing to exist, blowing up because of the time traveling thing. Basically, that happens. This Spider-Man arrives, that other guy's arrested, and Liz Allen is actually taking over the company because she is now majority shareholder, along with some other guy who I'm not sure he is, but apparently he used to work for Horizon. Bad guy. I do need to get like the hardcovers for Amazing Spider-Man. I really do want to read them all. Not like all, but like up to a certain point back, before Spider Island. And it ends with pretty much, it's not really a big spoiler. I think we kind of saw this coming, but it ends with a teaser of Spider-Man versus Spider-Man. Kind of funny that happens again, considering that just happened not that long ago with a Silverine rivalry, and that was like, what, a week ago? But, that was 2 weeks ago, but still, good issue, I liked it. Battle of the Atom, this, if, like, I had a thing where I say my best issue, get this no matter what. If you like X-Men at all, Battle of the Atom is amazing. This is part of the 50-year anniversary. This is the main crossover of the year for X-Men, and it is freaking fantastic in my opinion. I really, really enjoyed this first issue. I don't really want to get into too much what happened because I don't want to spoil it, but the future X-Men do arrive in the end. Stuff happens with Cyclops. Basically, stuff happens where they realize, hey, we really do need to send you guys back before something bad happens. And the X-Men are kind of like saying, we don't want to go, we don't get a choice now and stuff. And then the future X-Men arrive, and that's pretty much where that ends. Uncanny X-Men do make an appearance here. Big Sentinel battle. It's really awesome. I enjoy this a lot, and you know what, I'm gonna stop the video here, and I'm not gonna stop the video, you're just gonna see, you'll see in a second. Okay, there we go. I just wanted to record more than 9 minutes because the timer was about to run out, and my camera stops at 9:59. That was 8 minutes, and because I'm pretty sure my next rant is gonna be a pretty long one too. Yes, I got the variant for Battle of the Atom, all new X-Men issue 16. This is part 2, which I think is awesome that part 2 came out the same day as part 1. We don't have to wait another week, which also I think every week until it ends, we're going to have a tie-in issue where, there's going to be part 2, 3, 4, whatever is going to come out like consistently, so I'm happy about that, because next week, I believe, is Uncanny X-Men or regular X-Men, then Uncanny X-Men, something like that. Anyways, Vaireant, I love this variant. I saw it online and was like, if he has it, I'm getting this, so I got this at my store. To my 2 favorite X-Men characters. I always say like my favorite X-Men man guy character and my favorite female dad character, but of course, time travel and stuff. Anyways, this leads off almost exactly where part 1 ends, but before it like shows with the future X-Men, it goes back to Scott's team. So it shows them a little bit. It's important stuff happens there. It's talking really, but I mean it's like important kind of stuff. What the main thing that made this issue so good was, well, for one, the ending, which again I'm not gonna spoil, but it was amazing. I honestly kind of didn't see that coming. But basically, the future X-Men arrive. They all reveal themselves. One of them is actually Charles Xavier's grandson, who's also named Xavier, so I guess that would make him Legion's son, right? Kitty Pryde, who actually looks a lot like the Days of Future Past Kitty Pryde. Old beast. And I guess some girl from the Runaways, and of course, you know, Deadpool and them. It was interesting. They're basically, you know, they're telling them, hey, you guys need to send the other X-Men back because, you know, for a visit maybe it was alright, but they can't stay here. The future is basically not good. Actually, what I forgot to mention in part 1, this opens up with Ileana in the future. She decided to go to the future to see how everything turned out, because I guess she was just curious to see if what they were fighting for was worth it. And we see a future where, you know, the same thing as always, Sentinels attacking, taking control of the world, which I always kind of find weird considering the Avengers exist, but apparently the X-Men screw everything up, or mutants screw everything up even for the Avengers. I don't know, I always found that kind of funny. But yeah, back to this issue. They're basically, yeah, you know, all the X-Men, you know, the young original X-Men need to go back, and of course they don't want to, and especially Jean. She really doesn't want to. I mean, she knows she's going to die if she goes back in time and lives out her life, and that's understandable. And without getting into too many spoilers, Scott and Jean do run away, and that's more or less the end of it. There's more things. Rachel Gray makes an appearance. It's definitely, again, it's like, I think this is going to be my favorite crossover event of the year, so can't wait for the next one. Definitely gonna buy it in hardcover just because I enjoyed these first 2 issues so much. I'm just gonna go with the rest of it. Is probably gonna be amazing. Now these ones I have not read, and yes, it is the 3D cover for Batman or Joker #1, Batman 23.1. I don't know if you can really see this reading this. I guess you kind of can. Like I said, I haven't read it yet. It's got that nice texture you feel it, I believe. I think, yeah, kind of. Yeah, even through the paper you can feel it. Sadly, my store didn't have 2 comics that I wanted for the 3D covers. I guess he was like kind of mad because DC kind of did screw him over here. He didn't get, I guess, maybe not all or maybe any copies of Dark Knight and Batman and Robin, which I could live without the Dark Knight. I don't care that much about Ventriloquist. It would have been nice to have, but I was actually considering not getting it. What I wanted was Two-Face, and I might actually go on eBay and get Two-Face, even though it's going to be like a few bucks more than, you know, $4. It'll be like, I think there's a few going for like $12, $13, so maybe I'll consider it. Like I said, haven't read it, but it is a cool cover. Thought I put this in the back, but yes, the Star Wars came out today. I actually thought this came out in November. That's probably the Power Rangers comic book. I am gonna get that too, but haven't read it. If you don't know about the Star Wars, which is of course Dark Horse, it is the original rough draft screenplay that George Lucas wrote for Star Wars, where a lot of things are different. I mean, look at Chewbacca here, is kind of the way they drew him in his sketches back then. Han Solo is an alien. I don't remember their names. Their names are actually slightly different too. I'm just really interested in it. I'm not like a giant Star Wars fan by any means at all. My friend loves it more than I do. But I am definitely interested in reading this. let's see, now the last, or the two 3D covers, the other two 3D covers I got, which was Justice League 23.1 or Dark Side #1. Really, I just wanted to see, first of all, I like Darkseid, or Darkseid, however you want to pronounce his name. I like that bad guy, you know, in the Justice League cartoon he was awesome, so I was interested in getting this. That's pretty much the whole main reason, and the cover looks freaking awesome, so yeah. He had actually plenty of the ones he did have. Yeah, I think this is the one he had the least of, really, is Poison Ivy #1 / Batman Detective Comics 23.1. Cover, actually, even without the 3D, it looks amazing, but the 3D just makes it look more amazing. And, you know, I know that the 3D is kind of just like a gimmick, you know, but like, what can I say? It works, it looks awesome, and I would have gotten them even if they didn't make them 3D. I probably would have still gotten these issues, regular 2D covers, which I will say I would have gotten the Ventriloquist 2D, and I probably would have gone Two-Face in the 2D cover, you know, the regular one, since they're supposed to be $1 cheaper. But like I said, DC really kind of screwed him, because he didn't even have the regular covers, and I wasn't thinking when we left, there's another comic book store right across the street, well, across and to the left, kind of. I wasn't thinking, I should have gone there, but of course my mom had to go to work, because I don't have my own personal vehicle at the moment, because mine has issues. And so, yeah, I kind of was just like, you know what, forget it. I honestly believe he's not going to have them by now anyway, it's late. But anyways, like I said, Battle of the Atom definitely is just amazing. If you like X-Men at all, you need to be reading this. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this. I probably should have actually had the camera here the whole time, so you could have seen the thing. My bad. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this pickup video thing. If, you know, like if you want, you know, comment, you know, all that stuff. You don't like it, you don't gotta dislike it, but you can if you want. But you don't gotta push that dislike button. Just don't do it. Don't do it unless you want to. Unless you really want to. I don't really care. Anyways, like I said, I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll be back next week, and hopefully I will be back on my schedule with the way I put out videos. You know, Not So Awesome comic review Monday, Nothing Tuesday, these videos Wednesday, electronics Thursday, and video games on Friday, which, like I said, hopefully in like a week, if not next week, the week after that, hopefully I will be back to a normal schedule with these. And yeah, I will see you next week, and I hope you enjoyed. Alright, bye.